spells, covens, and black cats at the ready, because this is episode 90 of I Know What You Watched Last Week, Witchy Poo time.
Ooh. So first of all, did you just say covens? Is that how you say it? Because I've always thought it was covens.
Was ever, as they say in Germany.
Is that what they say? Okay, well, I have to admit, I've definitely forgotten the title of one of these movies, which is the first one we watched.
First one we watched, Little Witches. Lots and lots of little witches. 6 to be exact.
Yeah.
And one medium-sized one.
And I just recall it being about Catholic schoolgirls who go to witchcraft.
And as we all know, wearing a Catholic schoolgirl's outfit,
Johnny's mind is blown.
I'm out to lunch.
Then we saw Witches of the Caribbean.
Yeah, which is timely because we're now in British summertime and it's roasting. 20 degrees today.
Finally, we watched Into the Forest. And I wish we hadn't.
Into the Forest, yeah, well, I had to complete the Witchy Poo treble and I had to separate it somewhat. So what are your rankings?
I think it's pretty obvious what I put in bottom place. Third obviously goes to Into the Forest.
Same here.
Which is found footage done at its worst. But between second and first, could go either way, but I think I'm going to go with second place to Witches of the Caribbean and Little Witches Scoops My Gold.
I've got it in the same order. That is the order. So starting off with third place, Into the Forest.
Abysmal. I want to point one thing out in general for the found footage genre. A lot of the ones we've been watching, especially last couple, including this one, are supposed to be behind the scenes of them shooting for a documentary. So you would think that they would have some kind of camera skill or stylistic choices as the camera person, but it's like they've gone out of their way to make it just cruddy, shaky, boring. Like, who for a documentary stops and starts filming just the dashboard of a car for 5 minutes?
Well,
in what world is that good viewing?
When that happens, it's normally when they're so deep into conversation that they've forgotten about the camera, so they're just looking at a dashboard that makes it authentic. So Into the Forest, this was the proverbial poo-poo platter of Witch in the Forest found footage horror genre. You know, it had everything that you never want to see again in Witches in the Woods, found footage, witch horror genre. It had everything except for the snotty nose. Only thing that was missing was the snotty nose. Yeah. We've reviewed quite a few movies on here where the main guys, our gang, our protagonists, are influencers or online vloggers or whatever, and in this one we're introduced to him straight away. Yo, it's Jimmy with the Creep Jeep, and we are going paranormal investigating. And then like Nick pops out from behind the car. He's like, "Will you please put the camera down?" You know, Nick's bland. Nick is under-seasoned. If he was a meal, I'd send him back.
That influencer performance and
Jimmy.
the fact that you're chucked straight in with that, it's so bloody painful. It's horrendous.
But Jimmy's here.
Oh my god, that
If
character.
Nick's under-seasoned, Jimmy is over-seasoned to the point where he's inedible.
He's a caricature.
Yeah, and what is it with when you are... These guys are paranormal investigators / influencers. And every time you watch it, they all do the same thing. But I've never actually seen... As idiotic as influencers are, I've never seen them give this kind of performance in real life.
I don't know.
But it's what directors like. Clearly it's what directors like.
But do you not think that his performance could have been just plucked out of that and put into a scary movie? It was that much of a over-the-top, stupid...
Yeah, it was. Pretty much, yeah. So now we're introduced to both Jimmy and Nick. They take a little drive. They drive to the convenience store. At this point, the girl's got in the car. I've forgotten what the girl's name is. Because, you know, if you know something about me, it's that I will never learn the name of a lead female actress's character in a found footage witch horror movie. You know that about me. You knew about me from when we met. So don't expect me to change. So they get to a convenience store, and it's like, it's our first thing of Blair Witch, because someone comes to the window as Nick goes into the store. She's like, "Oh my God, are y'all filming a television show? Oh my God, am I gonna be on TV? Oh, I love your show." You remember that?
I do recall that. Again, what a parody of itself.
It was a parody of itself. And at the beginning, like, we had a bit of I wouldn't quite call it a prologue, but it's just a bunch of talking heads. You know, people taping themselves, talking about the history of
Again, like
whatever the
Blair
forest
Witch.
is called,
Yeah.
and whatever the witch is called in this. Yeah, I think it's called Rudwick Forest. Rudwick Forest. Let's just call it the Rudwick Witch. And yeah, exactly the same thing. And when you got Jimmy in the back of the car during that convenience store bit as well, and he's asking for food. Nick's gonna go in,
Yeah.
and Jimmy asks like a whole bunch of items, and Nick's like, "Oh no, you can pick one item." And Jimmy's like, "But yo, I'm gonna be famous, yo!" Yeah, I wonder if that's scripted or if that's just because the character is just there's so nothing to the character, and it seems to do what every unknown actor does in independent horror movies when they are an influencer is this performance.
Is this exact performance.
Yeah.
It's like, just why? Why? And also, these people are always insufferable.
They are insufferable, but
They don't even really shut off the influencer thing off camera. It's
That is
just-
authentic because most influencers are just insufferable twerps, aren't they?
Well, if they're doing that, then yes.
Yeah,
Yo, yo, yo.
absolutely. Didn't mention that their audience are called Believers. I wonder how long it took them to come up with that name. So when the woman was at their car going, "Oh my God, am I going to be on TV? Oh, cool." She asked for like a selfie, and she gets out and said they put the camera out and record it. It's like, "Ready, 1, 2, 3, Believers."
Oh my God, y'all, I'm going to be on TV.
Yeah, TV. I think she's confused.
I just kept thinking they were doing the Belieber thing, Justin Bieber fans.
We finally, yeah, but we
Believers.
didn't remember Believer. We do finally get to the cabin. When you get to the cabin, to meet the owner of the cabin, and also the cabin
And his
owner
nephews.
has a surly nephew.
This is so stupid.
Surly nephew.
Yeah, and they're like, I guess, supposed to be redneck types or something, and
Yeah, they certainly call the drunk guy redneck
and
surly guy.
yo guy is like,
Jimmy.
"Yo, didn't you check this out before we like hired it, rented it?"
Yeah, because he's going to be famous, so he can't just be hanging around Hicks.
How
can
many
he?
like cabins are there going to be in this haunted forest anyway? So plus the cabin's quite nice.
None, I was about to say none as nice as this one.
No,
Certainly not. But let's get back to the surly nephew though, because they're doing the investigative team. They're doing their thing. They got to keep the cameras rolling. So when they walk into the cabin, like, "Hey,
Oh,
we're staying
God.
here," he's just like standing in the doorway looking up. He's like, "What the fuck are you looking at?" And then he's like kind of like told to
got
calm
the
down and
dude.
go away by his uncle, and he just very like that shuts the door. He doesn't slam the door, just kind of calmly shuts it over and leaves.
I think this is another
Representing the
actor
anger.
who was like, hasn't had much work, and he's just decided that this role is going to give me that platform to show my chops.
This is drunk acting 101.
And he's thrown everything he has at it.
Because when we see him surly, I keep calling him drunk because the main time we see him is when they're spending the first night at the cabin and the crew think they hear a noise. So Jimmy and Nick go walking through the woods to see if they can figure out what this noise is. And the walk through the woods takes about 6 minutes before we finally get to this little part where I told y'all not to come.
Yeah.
He's drunk.
It's so stupid because, again, it's that trope of like he's trying to warn them, but he's scary so they don't heed him. And in this case, him being scary is that he's blind drunk and just keeps saying, "Hey, tried to warn ya, get out of here."
This performance with Jimmy.
Probably this one was more enjoyable.
More enjoyable with you enjoy the
whereas-
poor drunk acting
Yeah,
compared to
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I liked that he was really throwing, like I said, all his emotion at
He's
it.
getting it all out there, but he kind of like he needs direction. He's not getting any, is he? Or if
well,
he is, it's the wrong direction.
I've also, like I said, the camera work, that like everything was so shoddy that you could probably get a great actor in this and they'd still manage to make them look
But
bad.
this is found footage, it's going to be shoddy. We just kind of accept that. After we see this guy, it's now time for some interviews, and the first guy that interviews is a park ranger. Now we've seen the drunk surly guy, his acting, we've seen Jimmy's acting. I noticed another poor/funny performance, this time by the park ranger, because our investigative team, they get to interview a park ranger, and when he comes and sits down, he's answering all these very serious questions, being very direct, and it reminded me of what Will Ferrell might do as a serious park ranger in a comedy movie, like the way he was answering the questions. I tell you, kind of thing. Yeah, very over the top.
So if you like that kind of thing, with very shaky camera work, then this is the movie for you.
Something about the park ranger, though, I did notice. That was how he's kind of... Because he's in the scene for
I
maybe...
don't recall him as well.
He's sitting on a park bench outside in the park. They're under like a tarp. Yeah, and they're interviewing him. And he's like beardy, going bald. Anyway, his performance at first was like I was saying. And I think he might have just been excited because after like 2 minutes he calmed down a bit and he's kind of like leaning into the performance more. I think he's like raring to go and he couldn't let go of the excitement.
I do think it's something of a curse for actors who just haven't had enough work, which is pretty much all of them.
Like, you're really going on out of work actors.
Because I think that it is, I just said it's a curse, because then when you finally get the chance to show it, they want to do everything with it and it ends up just being a bit of a mess.
This is why when you practice your craft at home, you should practice breathing techniques, stuff like this. Not just show up and it's like, I'm the Park Ranger, woo! You know.
Unless that's the choice he's made. But anyway.
Good choice if it is. So they're interviewing this park ranger about a guy that they're now interviewing, who is a guy who lost / maybe killed his daughter in the woods.
Oh, this guy.
His daughter's called Casey, and he's a bit, he's out to lunch, and he's not really there.
Yeah, but also just the portrayal of his character with all of it was so bizarre. And he was like, I just want you guys to help me find her.
Let's just say his name's Rory. He looks into the camera and he's like, my name is Rory and I am of sound mind. That's not the kind of thing you say if you're of sound mind, is it?
Your influencer guy goes, okay.
Okay, nut job.
Which again, everyone's thinking, but like only that, oh no.
You know what we've seen so far of Jimmy? The yo-yo-yos, and it's the creep van, yo, stuff like that. What I found funny was, before this interview began, Nick like sits with Jimmy and he's like, I want you to really press him. Like, like he's Parkinson or something like that. Parky. You know Parky, right?
No.
No.
I mean, he doesn't exactly hold back. This guy's daughter
Parky
is
never
gone.
held back.
Anyway.
Yeah, after that scene, after like these 2 interviews, this in-depth interviews of a park ranger.
Boring, by the way.
And a father who's lost his daughter. At Nerve Centre, they're back at the cabin. And they set, much like Ghost Adventures, Nick, he's at Nerve Centre, sitting with the computers, looking through the cameras and stuff like that, while Jimmy's indoors with the girl. Mm-hmm. And they think they've caught something at Nerve Centre. He's like, Nick's like, you gotta get down here. Jimmy's like super excited. They get down there, cut. Now they're all in the same room together. I believe it is Nerve Centre room. Jimmy's got the phone out again. He's like, yo, 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 we done found a ghost. We found a ghost and I'm gonna be famous.
I think you're making him sound a bit more like rural.
You don't find a ghost though, do you? It's not the ghost was hiding in the closet and you open
Peek-a-boo.
it. Oh look, it's ghost. The ghost just appears. You don't find a ghost. In my opinion.
Yeah, we caught a ghost on camera would be more
accurate.
accurate.
Caught a ghost on camera, yeah.
Caught it.
But you don't find a ghost.
No, I guess not.
No. I mean these are no Zach Baggins. No
Debunked.
No Aaron Goodwin. No Jay and Billy, are they?
No,
they're not. So he's going to be famous now because they found a ghost. So now that they found the ghost, it's time to put the plan into action because the last half of the movie, let's all go into the forest for the last time at night, and this is where it all just goes a bit Blair Witch, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think the bit you were talking about when they caught a ghost, that was when the dad had been like, oh, I speak to her. They go into the forest with him.
Yeah.
And he's like, Casey, baby, come out. And they are literally there for hours and hours until the sun goes down.
Yeah.
I wasn't buying it.
And then he breaks down and all the crew kind of break down around him. Oh my God, no.
They're like, it's time to go home.
It's okay, kind of thing.
After like a full day.
Yeah, and as I said, when I get back into the forest for the ending, the last half an hour, it all starts going a bit Blair Witch.
Oh my God.
At the beginning, when we first see Jimmy, he also announces that him and his crew, they've got a deal with someone called A&E, who are just a TV company, and they've got the pilot done, and they're going to have their show broadcast nationally now.
Just got to fix that paperwork.
Turns out that hasn't happened at all.
He was lying.
So in the daytime in the woods, Nick and the girl find out about this and they all just start arguing in the woods. Arguments in the woods.
And the girl has some kind of medical issue that she gets, like, she goes into fits. Now, I was thinking if this is any kind of, like, epilepsy, then they're not doing a very good job looking after her, because, like, they didn't put anything between her teeth. She could have easily bitten her tongue off and suffocated.
She does have a fit in the beginning of the movie,
And
doesn't
she has
she?
a fit in the beginning of the movie, and then she
And
takes
it is
a pill.
kind of epileptic.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I was like,
'cause
they're
it's
just
one of
rubbish.
those
They're
ones,
like,
isn't it? Like-
it's okay, it's
Yeah.
okay, yeah. And, I was like, that's absolutely ridiculous. And one of these, we found out, is supposed to be her boyfriend.
Yeah,
boring one.
Nick's the boyfriend of the girl.
And
Jimmy's the brother.
Yo is her brother.
Yeah.
It took... I mean, I got it a little bit sooner, but it took you, like, almost to right at the end of the movie.
40 minutes.
For them to literally be lil bro, big sis, and
I guess
honey.
it's also wasn't important that they were brother and sister and boyfriend and girlfriend, was it?
No.
And they are certainly
didn't
not
feel
brother
like
and
it.
sister. They look nothing alike. Absolutely nothing alike. And this is the kind of movie where, you know, I didn't find out that they were brother and sister till 40 minutes in. And I missed the very beginning of the movie. But I could have easily just stayed out the room, and I probably would have done this review in the same way, because I would have just guessed as to what's coming. So we've got arguing in the woods, and they're in a tent for a night, and they get out the tent, and there's stones. There's stones piled up everywhere. Where have I seen that before?
Kidney stones? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just so stupid.
Like I said, the only thing missing was a snotty nose.
And their, camera footage, which had been going all night, was corrupt. But again, it begs the question, then they really are no Ghost Adventures crew, because it's like, oh, the sun's going down, let's go to sleep now,
Yeah.
during the witching hour. I mean, who goes to sleep when they're trying to find paranormal footage and then gets up in the day?
That's a very good point. Because the rest of the movie was so inept, I didn't really catch that they weren't doing any paranormal investigating at night time.
They weren't. They had one camera running, the footage was corrupt, and they're like, God damn it, we didn't get enough evidence, now we're going to have to stay another night. I was like, well, if you were actually trying to gather enough evidence in one night, wouldn't you stay awake for it?
Yeah. So we had arguing in the woods. We've had stones in the woods placed outside their tents
Piles,
and stuff.
yeah.
And one of it's
As in
a
piles
bit
of
like
stones.
it's a bit like when the girl loses the map in Blair Witch, like him losing or not having the TV deal. It's just like they've done the same thing there.
Dungong did it.
And it's at this point when the A&E deal has revealed that it's not come true, it's not going to be. They kind of like vote that should we stay in the forest or should we go? Nick straight away, of course, he's unseasoned, so he's like, I vote we leave. And he thinks obviously that his girlfriend, Jimmy's brother, is going to side with him because they're having sex. She's obviously not
Well,
having sex
I think
with
it's
her
more
brother.
for the fact that she doesn't have her pills with her.
That too. But she wanted to stay even though she didn't have her pills as well. But then she says, no, I think we should stay. So that's another thing where you're like, let's all take a vote here. And so they do stay. And I'm glad they did stay because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to, hear more arguing. And, the boys are arguing. One goes, oh yeah, real mature. And everyone goes, yeah, real fucking mature. And they go like walk about.
No emotion evoked whatsoever.
The girl, she hasn't got her meds. What they do have though is crisps.
The crisps! What the hell was going on in this movie?
2 crisp scenes.
Literally right from the beginning when they're in the car. Munching crisps on camera. Oh, look, here I am munching crisps on camera. Oh, now you're over there munching crisps. It's like, first of all, that is not smart packing for camping. That's a lot of air for not much nutrition. And second of all, do these people not eat proper meals?
Well, also, who just has a massive argument then just sits around in a circle eating crisps together? So weird. Because it's all fractured now. No one's getting on in the woods. Jimmy, he's like filming himself. It's nighttime. He gets a beer. He's like, shh, here's to you, witch. And all of a sudden, wait, what was that? What was that? What was that noise? I heard something. He heard something in the forest, like a twig
Why was he filming that in the
breaking
first place?
kind of thing. So then he goes running through the forest. Comes across Nick, who's dead. Goes into a tent and starts to cry. That was some good crying acting.
Yeah, it was brilliant. But again, it's like all the things that they choose to film for this supposed documentary, it's like the worst bits. Like, why would you just be like in bed in your tent with nothing happening, and the one time you decide to stay awake is to crack open a beer?
Yeah, and what I'm going to say now as well, we said that Nick's dead. and Jimmy's been running through the forest before he's come and found him. This is exactly the same as, obviously, you get in the Blair Witch Project, girls running through the woods calling people's names, stuff like that. But it's the granddad. It's the first time this is happening. It's all fine. Blair Witch Remake, you just got them running around, each character saying every other character's name while they run through the woods. And the same thing with Jimmy. He's like, Nick, just Nick constantly.
Yeah, I didn't know their names until that.
Just, yeah.
And yet somehow I still managed to forget.
It really just goes to show what a unique, special piece of horror cinema the Blair Witch Project was, because we're almost 30 years down the line now, and people are still trying to rip it off, like just straight rip it off like this. And if they're not just trying to rip off Blair Witch, they're doing their own version of found footage, and it never comes, it just doesn't measure up to Blair Witch at any time, does it? I can't believe it's almost been 30 years now. People still, I can't believe this movie came out and this was like a cut out and paste do-it-yourself home movie version of that.
Let's do it as badly as we can.
And now we're at the end of the movie, and there's a twist. A twist because oh my god, who's the witch, or who's the witch now inhabiting?
Pill Popper?
Yeah, the pill popping girl, the lead girl whose name I won't learn. Yeah, she just appears in front of Jimmy, and she's like something like, "I killed them," and then the axe comes down, and then Finn. End.
Terrible. What a waste of my life.
This was bad, and it was a waste of time, even though it only lasted about an hour and 10 minutes.
I would challenge anybody to go through your old camera roll videos, look for anywhere you've put just the vaguest amount of effort in, and compare the shakiness of that video to this one.
Well, you need shaky cam and found footage. People expect
not
it.
when you're when at the beginning, when there's no horror and this guy is genuinely trying to film like a forest landscape for his documentary, and he's doing this.
So was this movie any good?
No.
But what if I told you that the makers, from the writers, the directors, they have won over 90 industry awards. That's right, 90. That's more than James Cameron and Francis Ford Coppola combined. That is. So they've won 90 industry. Do you know, when no one's heard of you and you advertise that you've won 90 industry awards, that kind of just shows your ineptitude, really, doesn't it? Much like this film shows.
Sometimes it is better to just say less.
Yeah, just don't say you've won 90 awards and like, who the hell is this person? What is this piece of crap film? What awards are you winning? Who's handing them out? Handing them out to yourself? Participation trophy? What have you? Let's go on to number 2. So we've all both gone in the same order, so for this week we're going in your order. Number 2, Witches of the Caribbean. Man, I thought this was going to be funky fun.
There was no Johnny Depp in this one, though.
I thought it was going to be, Witches of the Caribbean. Yeah.
So, despite there not being any Johnny Depp, we've got a group of youths.
Could this film have used Johnny Depp?
Yes. I think that would have been absolutely brilliant. Can you imagine? I can. Anyway, there's a group of youths who, for some reason, are in the Caribbean with a daily live-in psychotherapist. Like, they've all got their issues, and she's supposed to be working with them group and individually throughout, like, 2 weeks.
These are troubled teens.
Troubled teens. I think there's 6 at the beginning when our main girl enters the picture. Why do you keep wanting to laugh? What is on your mind?
Nothing.
Johnny Depp still.
I just Johnny Depp in this film. Yeah, I was trying to think of who would he play?
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Cutter or Jerry?
No, Johnny Depp at the age he is now. So maybe he could be the therapist. Johnny Depp is his therapist.
Yeah. This was the proverbial poo-poo platter of just witch films. You know, it had everything that I never want to see again in a witch film.
Was this from like the 90s or noughties?
I think this one, yeah, they're all from the no, apart from Into the Forest is modern day, like 2023 to now. I think this one was like 98.
Because
Little Witches was 96.
There is a certain fashion style, let's say, that was very much representative of that time.
Yeah, well, actually, it was 2005. I just checked. So yeah, but what they've done is
I did say noughties.
They've looked at the craft, haven't they, and thought, try and do something similar.
Yeah, but there's still something timeless about the craft, even the way they're dressed. Yeah. Whereas this, I mean, it was like the Spice Girls poster,
That's
but
because
goth.
the craft was natural, and this is just trying to rip it off, somewhat. Yeah, we'll get this because it's a serious film. We open with a prologue, and it's a witch who's being taken to be burnt at the stake, and there's a man with a hoodie with a very funny facial expression. he really wants
Maybe
his
that
witch
could have been Johnny Depp.
to be burnt. Hey, now you're talking. So yeah, he really wanted his witch to be burnt, and he's there in a hood all the time. So now
It felt like
we've
there was something personal
We've seen
there.
the prologue because this is back in the day. 'Cause there's flames and stuff like that, and she's in like tattered rags while she's being
The
taken.
Age of Witches.
And now we're back in the modern day, and there's a dude taking a swim, so he's already wet. He gets out, then he takes a shower outside, still wet,
Where
and it just looks like what I imagine gay porn would be. It just looks like total gay porn. And when I found out who the director of this was, I wasn't surprised.
Why?
Well, I've seen his movies before.
Oh,
and,
you enjoy a bit of
this
that
is
then.
about David. He's done like a load of
David Duchovny?
yeah, David Duchovny directed this, and no wonder it looks like gay porn. Yeah, because he did his Red Shoe Diaries. Remember when he would like get ladies' letters? It was like soft core, good stuff. So,
But it wasn't
but
David
no, the
Duchovny.
director of this, David Decocto.
The Cocteau!
It's either Decocto or Decotto.
The Camel Toe.
Yeah, and he's got loads of credits, and he's done loads of Puppet Master movies. And some other stuff. Remember that movie we watched about the boy witches, and it was really homoerotic. He did one. He did like 2 of those.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is his level. He's doing it again, isn't he? So anyway, now
I would say this is better than that Boy Witches one.
now this wet teen boy is finished showering, and we're now close up on him in his little shorts and stuff. He hears a noise, and it takes him an eternity to get through the house before he eventually comes to someone who rips his heart out. And when he has his heart ripped out, like his heart's already out of his body, this person is holding it, and he's like, ah, ah, how alive are you after your heart has just been removed from your chest?
Apparently very.
Poor Dino.
Very alive.
So now we've seen what's happened to Dino. All of a
Right.
sudden, it's a private plane. Some very 90s, what I'd call mainstream homosexual music is playing. And our girl Angela's flying private, lands on the tarmac, gets in a golf buggy, and is driven to the therapy house.
I was thinking, these kids who are there, they must come from absolutely loaded parents. Because who the hell goes on a 2-week Caribbean psychotherapy retreat?
This is Turks and Caicos.
It looks gorgeous, either way.
I don't think it's a good advantage of having it shot in Turks and Caicos. I'm like, show it off. They just had one constant same shot,
It still looked nice,
panning to the
though.
house. It was a nice shot.
It's
don't
hard
get me
to
wrong.
not make it look
It's a
nice,
lovely
though.
house, but it's the same shot.
Oh yeah,
7
you can.
times.
Yeah, that would be a drinking game as well. We can put that on with open mouth for
Yeah.
for that one, and that, yeah.
Dead Silence.
Dead Silence. That's
Yeah,
it.
how can you always forget the name? Right, yeah, so now that Angela has arrived at the therapy house in Turks and Caicos, and she's talking to the therapist, taking a walk along the beach, and, she's then introduced to the girls. But before she's introduced to the girls, she's told, oh, the boys in one room, the girls in another room. I'm thinking, how long's that going to last?
Of course, you're thinking that.
I went camping once with a school in south of France. I was like 13. And when we got to camp, noticed that there was a girls' camp next to us, and of course we raided it.
You raided it.
Yeah. They liked it. It's not like, it wasn't a threatening raid.
I'm shocked. Let's move on with the movie.
So, it's not going to last long, is it?
Well, especially since at least one of these girls
So
seems
like I
like
s-
she's a bit
Like I said,
loosey-goosey.
Angela's going to be introduced now to the girls, and we've got 3 witches, but only one of them thinks she's a witch. So there's one called Enid, who's like the nerd one. She likes bird watching, and she's got red hair because she's a nerd, obviously. Right? There's like plain witch. I think her name's Clara. And then we've got the main witch. Her name is Beth, and she looks suspiciously older than the rest of the girls here, if you ask me.
She's so 90s, noughties.
Why
My
is she
God.
so much older than... Why is this like 32-year-old woman at a school for disadvantaged children with other youngsters?
She's
That's
actually,
my
I think she's
question.
18.
You
You'll
know,
find.
so they're the girls now. We've got Angela, Beth, Clara, Enid, and we've got the boys slowly being introduced now. We run into Jerry because Angela, she's gone for a walk down the beach. Jerry's the good boy.
In her bikini, right?
No, she's not in bikini at this point.
Alright.
Because Jerry's not the kind of guy that would approach a girl
in a
bikini. But he does start laying the groundwork in his nice guy way for some occult action possibly down the line. He's like, hey, you got a boyfriend back where you're from? Kind of thing. And she's like, you asked a lot of questions, but she laughed. And then he's like, yeah, I'm just inquisitive. Good.
But I feel like you've got way more cool attitude when you do him than he actually did have.
I guess he's not cool guy. I'm doing like over the top cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was definitely not a cool
Seriously cool. Other guy was cool though. Then I guess the quarterback Cutter.
Yeah,
We've got Cutter
totally cool.
and Jerry. So we've got 2 lads, 4 girls. So there's good odds. There's good if it doesn't work with the first girl.
Oh yeah, because Dino's had his heart ripped out.
Exactly, Dino's gone. I'm not sure Dino was of the persuasion of sleeping with the ladies though. If I'm just judging him purely off looks and his swimwear attire.
Okay.
Otherwise, just a pervy
But yeah,
director.
there are very good odds,
Yeah.
and also I'm sure quarterback is like, well, you know, I guess 3 is enough for me, so I'll let the nerd have 1.
But luckily for Jerry, the quarterback Cutter, he's an idiot. So that's really working against him because he's really dumb. So now the girls are outside at night time. They're introduced in the daytime. It's night time now. They're playing Ouija board outside, and Angela walks over. She's the new girl, obviously. Beth's like, "Oh, take a shot and let's do some Ouija." She says, "No, I don't drink and I don't do Ouija." She's like, "Well, you're no use to me then whatsoever." Now Beth, like I said, she's 32. Now she's trying to encourage underage drinking. This is predatory behaviour.
Well, I mean, none
It's
of
bad
them
influence.
looked that young to me. Angela looked like she was at least in her 20s as well. So
Now they had this little bit of beef though. They go to like the pier or something like
they
this.
had beef.
Beth
Teriyaki.
and Angela, they now go to like some pier or something like that. And they're having a bit of a heart to heart. And it turns out Beth, the 32-year-old girl, she has been sent to this place by her step family. So she's all been rejected by her real family. Now a step family, like, get out of here.
But at least they must be loaded.
She's going to be trouble. You know, no wonder she's a witch with a life like that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, is it really that bad? I would be like, oh no, I've got some problems. Can I please be sent to Turks and Caicos?
It also
for a couple
turns
of
out that
weeks?
they've been having the same dreams.
That's it.
So
They're both there because they have the same
this
dreams.
of the guy who's like
And the witch
in his
burning.
hood. Yes,
Yeah.
that one. So now that they've been introduced, it's time
Now it's time.
for harmony therapy. Harmony therapy, because you know witches are into all this new age rubbish, aren't they? Now it's time for new age therapy, and they're all one on one. They have these boring talks about why they're there, but now it's time for the boys to joke about poking each other, and not with their fingers.
I didn't recall that.
You don't recall this? The quarterback, Cutter, he's there, Jerry's there. The boys are joking about getting poked. You literally talked about it when we were watching it. You brought it up. Trying to get you to get into it.
Poked.
Yeah, they were
That does
poking
seem like
each
something
other.
I would laugh at.
This is when we
but-
find out that the ginger girl, I believe her name is Ina, she likes birds.
She's gone missing, hasn't she?
No, she likes birds.
Oh, she
so
likes
she tells
birds.
everyone that she likes birds.
'Cause I love
And, you know,
birds.
I told you, Jerry, he's made his move for some occult
Right.
action, possibly.
with Angela
Right? That's what I like, that aggressive behaviour, you know, just going in there, right?
in the least aggressive way.
But now he's seen her again and he's like, hey, I just wanted to apologise. And she's like, why?
For what?
And he says, I thought maybe I came on a little strong and I might have offended you. She's like, no, you didn't offend me. And he says, I'm just not very good at this kind of thing. She's like, I think you're better than you think you are. I'm like, no,
Ugh.
no. He's gone in aggressive first time. And now we're getting this. You know, neutered man.
Yeah, it's not a good look. Being all like, I'm so sorry. For what? Like, it's really annoying when
doing it
people
for you.
apologise for nothing.
No. And
Apologise when you need to apologise.
it also goes against my one rule. Never apologise to a woman ever. You know, he's not just playing the sensitive angle here, though, Jerry. He's also playing the worldly angle because he lets Angela know about the history of this place. And it turns out that there were, you know, some natives. They were run out by settlers. Then the natives fought back with voodoo, killing
Right.
some of the settlers. But then the settlers came back and killed all the people who were left who practiced black magic, ended them, but eventually the colony vanished, and no one knows how or why.
Yeah, I do recall this, and I don't really follow. What is this to do with that one woman witch being burnt? Because she was just a settler.
Maybe we'll get there, I don't know. So we mentioned Enid, she's a bird watcher. She's now walking around doing said bird watching, and she sees a bunch of birds, but not only a bunch of birds, she also sees, dead birds. Well mentioned. She sees a hooded figure coming out of the distance who like chases her down for a couple of minutes, and then she also has her heart ripped out, Aladino. So that's the end of her. And
Will it be Aladino tonight?
Much like Dino,
yeah.
Once her heart is pulled fully from her body,
then she can react.
Then she's like, ah! And blood's spurting.
Well, I mean, John, have you ever had your heart pulled out of your chest?
No.
Well, then how can you know that that's not how you'd react?
Touché.
Yeah.
So, I've already mentioned, right, Beth looks suspiciously older than the rest of the girls. Beth's now laying on the beach. Angela's walking down the beach in a bikini, showing off her hot bod, right? And Beth's like, it's beautiful. Angela says, what? She's like, I love your body. Does it bother you that I admire it?
It would bother me if it was said like that, yeah.
And she's like, can you handle it? Beth, coming on strong. Stronger than Jerry. She got bigger cojones than Jerry.
Yeah, and I bet she's not going to apologise
Beth ain't apologising for shit.
Yeah.
By the way, that goes nowhere.
But also...
That goes absolutely nowhere.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Doesn't.
But also, like, Angela's later is very much portrayed as having, at this point in the film still, been, like, the ultimate good girl. And I wasn't getting that at all.
Enid is the ultimate good girl. She bird watches.
Yeah, but Angela's supposed to be really good because she gets corrupted, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does get corrupted. But anyway, I said that it goes nowhere because they quickly switch conversation away from my body if I'm Angela. And Beth is now noticing a piece of jewellery that Angela's wearing. It has like some kind of symbol on it. She's like, hey, where did you get that? Now, I call this the proverbial poo-poo platter of witch movies. Angela replies, it was my mom's. And her mum's before her. And Beth's like, what you don't know is you are in a long line of witches. So I've never seen that before, when someone notices a symbol on someone and then works out that they're from a long line of witches.
Yeah.
And then, just to top it off, just to make sure that everyone knows they're witches, just some kind of like hand stuff and some green vapour comes around a candle.
Yeah, Beth does it. Beth is like... And then we get, like, serious CGI, 2005 level CGI green.
Yeah, and because Beth is too cool for school, she's like, just a parlour trick. Now, how about that hot bar? I might have added that last bit on. But yeah, might as well have been. That. And then there's a quick flashback again of steak burning. People burning at the stake, or the same person. You know, if your movie's going to be...
I really thought you were talking about a slab of meat just then.
If your witch movie's going to be this boring...
Yeah.
You got to throw in some TNA. Little Witches did that. So when the movies are this close in quality, that is exactly why, and that's why I imagine you put it into first place as well. You know, it's something Little Witches did. You know, I know at the beginning
We're not talking about it yet, though.
I know at the beginning Dino's got his nips out and his little shorts, and he's very feminine. But personally, he doesn't do it for me.
I think you're close-minded, but
Anyway, Beth now decides to cast a spell on the house therapist.
Yeah, to make her sleepy.
A sleeping spell so that they can all go and party on the beach. Cutter's there. Jerry's there. Everybody's there except for Enid and Dino. Right? And they brought Cuervo. They're all drinking Cuervo on the beach, all having a good time.
Sup, rebels.
And, you know, Beth's trying to talk about witchy poo stuff again. And Cutter's not quite getting it. So Beth's like, hey, why don't you just keep your mouth shut and take your top off? And he's like, why? Is that like for the ritual or something? She's like, yes, baby, it's for the ritual. Because, you know, Beth, because she's older, she's not just predatory to the girl. She also has a big crush on Cutter.
To get naked.
She has Cutter, yeah, and he
does.
Let
me see your body.
He does take his top off, and all the girls start giggling. Man nipples.
That didn't really go anywhere either. I don't really know why he had to be naked.
No, but take off his shirt and be quiet though, and that he does. And what they're doing is,
I should say that to you more often.
Where they're sitting, Beth decides that they're going to make the coven right here where the sacrifice was made, and a bunch of green light shines out of them. Or into them, I'm not sure which. I think it came out of them.
What the hell was this as well, by the way? Because they seem to have like an out-of-body experience of a vision thing where they're in a pool swimming pool, and they're all just like, so Beth leads Angela away, they start making out, and the other two are making out in the background, and then Angela and Beth swim over to them, and then it's all four of them just like, ooh.
Yeah, green stuff shoots out. Now
What
it's
was that?
time for group sex vision in the pool.
In a swimming pool. That doesn't, like, there's nothing about that made sense to me.
Well, I guess they just took my advice on board as what I just said there. We're not getting enough like TNA. There's still no
There was
no
nothing
TNA.
mystical about it either. Like, why are they in a swimming pool when you're in the
Not just a swimming pool,
Caribbean?
but it seemed to be like an indoors public swimming pool. Like a
It's
school
just
swimming
not-
pool.
it
American school swimming pool. And anyway, next morning...
They come back to their bodies anyway.
Yeah,
Never happened.
And the next morning, Angela's there. She's like, whoa, I'm never drinking tequila again. And Beth's like, no, it wasn't tequila. We had a vision. Right? But she still doesn't remember last night. So whether it was tequila or the vision, I was going to say they've only had like a quarter of a bottle of tequila between the four of them. So it must have been the vision. Now it's time for makeover.
Yeah, it was.
Your
I mean,
favourite.
this was more like a makeover psych because it was.
It
like,
was, yeah,
you know,
unfortunately.
it's just Beth going
Well,
to
this isn't Legally
Angela
Blonde.
like, "Oh, here's my
Or
like
whatever.
black lipstick. Why don't you try this?" And then next thing you know, we've got quite a long montage of Angela, Beth, Cutter, and
Jerry, no, not Jerry.
the other girl.
Yeah, Vossever.
And the four of them all now kitted out like Beth in their various black pieces of clothing, their like
Black
naughty
shades.
sunglasses, and we just see them like slow-mo strutting along the beach.
The same cliche mainstream homosexual music from the beginning when she's on the private plane is now playing over this while they strut down the beach in their black clothing. And while they're strutting down the beach in their black clothing makeover, it's also intercut with just flashbacks from the movie that we've already been watching.
But this is-
it's just
okay.
flashbacks of this movie.
These-
Like from 5 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago.
It was so long.
Just
but
to
this
pad
is
out.
what I was saying, is that they were trying to show in these flashbacks how much of a good girl Angela was, and now look at her, all in black with shades on. Oh my god.
Yeah,
and
she's
I was
been
like, but
converted.
she wasn't that much of a goody two shoes from the beginning.
She's been converted. Well, no, I know. When she was like, do you want to play Ouija and have a drink? She's like, I don't drink, I
yeah, but
don't do Ouija.
I wasn't buying it.
That's because there's no time for,
The performance also
development.
wasn't selling it.
Stuff like that. But, we've had this makeover, and they're supposed to be a coven now together. This is as badass as they're going to get, right? And what they're doing is they're heading towards the therapist, who's with Jerry. They're going to confront the therapist, but like, we're in charge now, essentially. But the thing is, two of them are wearing flip-flops. Like, that's got to be, like, the least menacing footwear you can go with, apart from maybe Crocs. If you're having a witch makeover, and you're like, this is our coven, don't turn up in flip-flops.
Yeah, but equally, one of them was wearing like knee-high boots, and I was like, Jesus Christ, that must be so hot.
Yeah, but that's way more coven-y and threatening than flip-flops.
Yeah, just go over the discomfort of it.
In fact, if I was
For your
Beth...
look.
But actually, no, it's actually Beth who's supposed to be the leader of all this, who's setting the bad example, because she's wearing flip-flops, as is Cutter. I'm like, well, you're just letting anyone get away with it now. She should be setting the tone. Like, boots with, like, bolts on them and stuff like that. Or just general witch high-heeled
Witch shoes.
boots. Yeah, witch's shoes of choice, right? While the newly formed coven with a makeover are confronting the therapist and Jerry kind of like, what's happened to you guys? This isn't who you are. Come on, guys. And then like, Cutter just owns him.
He's especially disappointed in Angela.
Yeah, he is. But she does say like, stop it, Cutter, when Cutter's like choking him out.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but Jerry knows that because she's wearing black, she's no longer the same person, and he's like, how could you let them lead you into this?
I've mentioned that Beth is predatory, right?
You have.
We now Cutter is accosted by a naked Beth. And she gets on top of him, but she doesn't actually want him, because she says just rips his heart out as well. But we don't really see it, we just see a bunch of green flashing light.
I'm still confused by the ripping out of the heart.
Just what witches do.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what they do. So now he's at it, now Cutter's gone. That's the end of Cutter. So Angie's at therapy now. And she's in tears because she's about to confess that her mother had a wiener. That's what I thought was going to happen, because what happens is she's in therapy. She's like, you don't understand. My mother had a wee. And then she said something else, but I thought she was going to come out with wiener. And that's why she was upset.
That is inappropriate.
So that's what I've written in my notes.
a mum having a wiener is totally acceptable in today's day and age. So that's nothing
Now,
to go to therapy about.
Not in 2005. You know, it's very different times back then, so I'm told.
Yeah, she was. I think there was some memory that had been suppressed that the therapist was trying to like get out of
what
her.
it is, Angela was actually healing her mother on the floor through witchcraft, not killing her, because
Right.
true witches are healers, and I know that because it flashed back to when Beth said to Angela, "Witches are healers." Then we flash forward back to the therapy session again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so when she finds this out, she also like they're going deeper,
Weird.
and it turns out that Angela, is descended from one of the natives, and the rest of the people here are all descended from the settlers. So of course, she like, starts crying "Ah!" and runs off. And as she runs off down the beach, the therapist leans against a tree, pulls out the voice recorder. She's getting close to the truth, maybe a little too close.
Why do I not remember that bit? I don't remember that bit, but it seems like it would be my favourite.
Yeah,
And yet again, Johnny Depp.
in that role,
Yes.
pulling out the voice recorder.
Seems like.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me, actually.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. So now, maybe too close. Now, Beth and Angela, they're having a beach chat again, and this beach chat is
We're
about
gonna
how
say
they're
beat
going to
down.
go back to the beach that they're already at tonight
Yeah.
to put it all to an end. You know, all to rest once and for all, whatever it is. They're going to end it all this night. And Jerry finds out about this. He runs to the therapist and tells her. Therapist is like, Jerry, you stay here because you're useless. I'm going to go down to the beach and see what's going on. And now we're down at the beach.
Yeah.
Angela's like being tied up by Beth while Beth slowly talks around her, mocking her as she's being tied to the post. Also, Enid's there. Cutter's there. Dino's
And they're
there.
all under some kind of trance.
Yeah, they're all back.
Because she's taken their hearts.
Everyone's back.
Mm-hmm.
And Clara's there. And just as a show of power and an example, while Beth is going through this whole spiel to Angela, she just rips out Clara's heart. And it's like, here I am, look, I can just rip out her heart. And oh, by the way, she's back alive again because they are under my power.
That was it.
Then she shows her a box with a green beating heart in it. That's what I remember.
Yeah, more of that CGI glow.
Yeah.
Looks classy.
Has a beating heart in the box and shows it to Angela. All of a sudden, therapist shows up and she flashes from guy in the hood who's been doing this all movie into her. So she is the hooded guy? The therapist is the hooded
she's
guy.
not. She's the descendant.
She's the descendant of the hooded guy.
She's the like fighter of the bad witches or something. I don't know. She was supposed to be a good character at this point, but I was like, that guy definitely looked like a bad guy.
He did it, I mean, like I was doing the faces
I
into the
was
camera.
so
People that see my
baffled.
face, they know it's evil.
They know.
They do. And yeah, as you said, it's like she shows up after like flashing images and then flashing into herself from the hooded man, and she's specifically told Jerry to stay put.
Yeah.
And I mean this literally, when she reveals herself, all of a sudden, like this, from out of frame, Jerry just jumps into frame and goes, I guess I'm not too good at taking advice, huh? Or instruction, huh? That was good.
I would like to have imagined that if the therapist had been played by Johnny Depp, he would have then punched him right out of shot again because that was
when
horrendous.
when he shows up, there's now just green like jizz everywhere, like greens everywhere, and like Beth's like, Clara's like, they're all doing that, and you know, apart from Angela, who's on the cross, who seems to be liking it all, or at least is not affected by it. And as the green jizz finishes doing its work, the Coven are essentially dead, and the therapist goes to Angela, I just had the strangest dream, and Angela's like, I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Angela's walking down the beach in a bikini again. She notices a box in the sea, goes into the sea, gets the box, opens it, looks into it, then looks up with green eyes, and that's the end of the film.
Yeah.
Ambiguous.
Let's go with that. Ambiguous.
And then
Not completely nonsensical.
then the cliche homosexual music starts again. It's the same song. Yeah, I wanna be with you or whatever, just constantly over and over again. Yeah, good stuff, but not really. This was bad. There's nothing to it. There's just a bunch of people like talking,
Yeah, the best thing about this film was just the occasional glimpse of the ocean and sand.
Maybe I should have put it as number one.
And I did enjoy the constant back to the house shot, especially once you pointed it out. Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't notice after like the third time, especially. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, so now number one, from 1996, same year as The Craft, we have Little Witches. Lots of little witches. 6 little witches. Jamie, Faith, Kelsey, Nicole, Gina, and Erica.
Was this supposed to be a play on Little Women?
Don't think so.
Just Little Witches.
Also in this film, Jennifer Rubin is in
Little
this,
bitches.
of Nightmare on Elm Street 3 fame. And Sherry Rappaport, who plays the naughty witch in this, Jamie, she did stunts for the one and only Wishmaster. It's her only stunt credit. Just Wishmaster.
Well, I actually think
If you're going to do stunts, just do it for Wishmaster.
she was possibly the best performance out of all the films.
Yeah, definitely.
I actually enjoyed what she
Sherry
did, even though it was over the
Rappaport.
top, but it was in a good way.
So this is another B movie, right? This is a B movie, 1996 one. B movie should be schlocky. It was. But it should also be entertaining. Wasn't so much, but they did
There
revel.
were some highlights.
They did revel in some TNA scenes, which gave it points. And also, I was expecting a Craft rip-off, and there are minor, similarities to the Craft, but this isn't even good enough to be called a Craft rip-off even, really, is it?
So these girls are students at a Catholic school with
Yeah.
nuns and stuff.
Clear
and...
DeVal's first role.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all downhill after this.
And it seems that there needs to be some work done, and they discover there's an underground church or something, right? And
The
then
sun is shining right in my face.
I mean, I could close the blinds over, but at this point,
I'll just squint through the rest of this. You got to ask yourself a question. Do you enjoy shit films that you can just laugh at? I don't enjoy shit films that I just despair at. But, this film, we all know it's shit. Let's just revel in the shittiness of it.
well, do you know what?
and
Actually,
laugh.
neither this one nor The Witches of the Caribbean made me wish for those hours of my life back, whereas
No.
Into the Forest did.
So they were good, see? Even though we're ripping them apart. There is a good opening as well. It's much like a prologue, much like we had in Witches of the Caribbean. And it's like around a well, so there's smoke coming out of the well, and some demon hand comes out the well, and we also hear, hoo-ha, hoo-ha, ah, hoo-ha.
Yeah, and I love a bit of
Six
music
score.
just made with voice.
Yeah.
Ah.
So after that, hoo-ha, and the demon hand out of a well, we're now back into modern day, and the girls, the little witches from the school, they're doing confession, but they're playing a game while they're at
dear.
confession. And the first girl, she goes in, because we've got every single witch covered here, right? We've got the new girl witch, we've got the nothing witch, got the fat witch, got the black witch, got the naughty witch, and just another nothing. Oh, and Clear DeVal witch. That's what I'll call
Moody
it.
witch.
Clear DeVal witch. And it's the fat witch that goes in first to confession. And she's confessing to none other than Father Jack Nance. Jack Nance from lots of David Lynch stuff, Twin Peaks,
Yeah, he
and a
was
whole,
good.
whole host of others.
Not a huge role.
And of course, because she's the fat witch, what is she confessing to? Eating too much.
I cheated on my
She's
diet.
eaten too much.
It wasn't that much. Yeah, she gets 5 minutes of penance.
5 minutes for her, and then she does that when she walks out, and she sees all of the rest of her friends sitting in the pew. Flashes to 5. I think maybe one more goes in and comes out, flashes to 10 possibly, and then it's time for our naughty witch, the lead witch, Jamie. She goes in, and my word, I was not expecting to go down this road. She pulled
weren't?
out a titty,
She did pull out a tea.
and then started,
Oh, Father,
other things.
I have sinned. Yeah, it got naughty.
Because her sin was, like she said, she's like, I've been with a man, and he's like, do you mean in the carnal way? She's like, I don't know if it was carnal. She doesn't know what carnal is, and then she whips out the titty.
I will pull a
Titty
titty
out!
out.
And she does, and then of course she wins the game. She gets 20 minutes for that.
I feel like that's not enough compared to the 5 minutes for just eating some sweets.
Could the Craft have used a masturbation confession scene?
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
Okay, good.
And to be fair to this priest, he is actually straight-laced, and he's not trying to peep at the nips.
No, he's not.
And he's like, you're very naughty.
He's a true man of God.
Yeah.
He's a true man of God. Now, as we're introduced to our witches, we're now introduced to Nipple Man. Nipple Man construction worker, aka Daniel.
Yeah, there's a construction crew doing work on the school/church.
Yeah, they're across the road from the school/church, yeah. Because it's somewhat of a historic building that they're restoring.
Right.
Somewhat, yeah.
So it's not their school, because they're in a Catholic school, so I thought maybe their school was the church.
I'm pretty sure he's working in there, yeah. He is. It's together. It's together but apart. And as you know, we've got the naughty witch, Jamie. She does that thing, like she's already in a Catholic schoolgirl outfit, and they've all clocked the construction. By the way, how old are these girls supposed to be?
I thought like 16, 17.
That's what I thought, like 16. And I especially thought 16 because, like I say, Jamie notices Nips Man Daniel. She, with Tood, walks over to him and she's like, "Hey."
I wasn't sure what you mean.
That was Tood. Do you like my belly button piercing? And he's like, "Sure, my little sister's got one." Kind of turns and walks away as if implying, "Go away, little Catholic schoolgirl. You're too young for me. I'm not interested." Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, the girls, or at least the good girl, Faith, and bad girl Jamie, they're in a room with a window now, looking down on the construction workers from across the road. And they're playing music on a ghetto blaster. Mm-hmm. Jamie shouts out the window, "Hey, turn it up!" And then starts doing some very suggestive dancing, to which, including Daniel and the rest of the construction workers, all turn around and start going, "Hey, yeah! Oh!" One of them's come out with a broom and just started air guitaring the broom. He's so excited about this. And she's going full throttle, isn't she, in the window?
She is. She takes the top off and everything. Do you recall?
Gets down to little panties.
Of course you recall.
Of course, this is why it's number one.
Yeah. I don't see this as particularly untrue.
But why does Daniel love it now? He's like, "You're coming on to me, I'm not having that. But if you flash me your tits in the window, I'm there for that."
Well, I don't feel like he was as into it as the other guys.
What, as the...
But, yeah.
Guy playing his broom?
He was more bashful, like...
Bashful?
Yeah, like... Okay, I guess you're hot.
But then, kind of unrealistically, the foreman comes out and he's like, "Okay, wrap it up, guys." He tells them all, like, "Stop looking at the girl with the tits out.
Well, maybe...
and get back to work."
For one thing, he's paying them. So he's like, get back to work.
He's not paying for this, is he?
Well, exactly. And second of all, maybe he's the only one who realises that this is quite very likely an underage girl, because she is taking off her Catholic schoolgirl outfit, so...
I've got to ask, did you think this was sexy?
What, her dancing?
Yeah, was it a sexy dance?
I mean...
I've got to assume she is 18, because obviously she's got a breast out in a movie, right? So, of course, she's supposed to be an 18-year-old schoolgirl of age. But I was questioning myself, was this sexy? But then it started looking like more like Jim dancing for Nadia from American Pie. No, not the spanky bit, more specifically the... She starts busting
I would
that
have
out.
said more like Ross Geller then. And it's like...
No, Jim definitely does that.
Yeah,
Is that sexy?
But this is a girl
because
with
Jim's
no top on.
Jim's doing it.
With a Catholic schoolgirl skirt on.
The other one's Jim.
So it's...
For Nadia. Nadia liked it.
She did like it.
Nadia, you bad boy. I've got to mention Dan, like Nips Man, about his nips.
His nips are like...
Yeah, why are his nips at the edge of his...
They're really high up.
Chest. Yeah, they are. Like, pew, pew. Maybe that's how he was cast.
Pew, 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 pew.
He has,
but also,
very defined.
He was one of those that they're like, "Oh well, if we just take his shirt off and he's not fat, then he'll do as the hot guy," because he was not hot.
I can see why
we see him.
Why you might
say
say
him
that.
in the library with Faith at some point.
Yeah, we do.
And we find out that he's like a...
yeah, before we see him in there, though,
right.
after the whole window dance, as I said, Faith is in the room with Angela, and she's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you did that. Do you think I'm pretty?" This is a girly witch movie, isn't it? So, of course, gotta have girly dialogue after that girly dance in the window.
Yeah.
So, and all of a sudden...
Wait.
Zelda Rubinstein is introduced. The one and only from Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Yes. She's like, she's an older nun there. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, Faith keeps knocking for her with, like, dinner. But she never answers the door. We've also got Sister Sherilyn. Mm-hmm. I remember Sister Sherilyn. Mm-hmm. Yes, now...
She's the one that's closer in age to the girls.
Yeah. She's like den mother.
She was also the prettiest one.
She was, yeah. Absolutely. The Nightmare on Elm Street 3 lady.
But she doesn't get her baps out.
No, unfortunately. Unfortunately not. But Nipman, Daniel, he's been getting them out. And it turns out he's not just a construction worker. He's also in school to learn how to become an architect. And he's only on this site to learn about old preserved buildings.
Yeah.
And we find this out because he's in like the basement of the school, and he runs into Faith, and Faith's obviously got a crush on him.
Yeah.
Right? And she's like,
She's
well,
seen his nips.
if you ever want to find out any more about this place, we've got all the records upstairs. And he says, wait, do you got like computers and internet access and stuff? Well, yeah, we do. We do have internet access.
Incredible.
Also, should mention, during this conversation, they have both mentioned a secret room in the building, which is hidden behind a wall. It's the well room. Remember the room with the well constantly, where they constantly go into the room with the well?
Yeah.
So that's all that happens from this point. They start talking about that. So now it's time for a girly sleepover. All the girls are together. Clear Duval's there. Everybody's there. And the girls, they're trying to convince Faith to come with them to this secret well room.
Right.
And they kind of half do. Essentially, she's going to be the lookout because they've got to escape the dorm or whatever.
That's where the construction crew have opened the hole to,
yes,
isn't it?
exactly.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And before they go to the well, though, because they're naughty girls, get some wine. They start giggling. Oh, look, we've got wine. Then as they're making their escape
Consecrated wine
from
as well.
the dorm, we've got Zelda Rudenstein just walking around, like knocking on doors with a stick. And we see she's got some like giant birthmark, it seems. Now the girls, they've managed to escape the building. They're giggling again. Oh, we got out. We got the wine. Giggle. We got out. Giggle. They get to the well room. They're giggling again. Then they start drinking the wine. There's just more giggling. And the reason they're giggling is because they're there to conjure the fertility god, he who comes.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you just ad-lib a fertility god thing? Because I don't recall that being mentioned.
I think I've got it from the movie, yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Not
'cause
just you haven't just decided that's because he who comes.
No, one of them literally says, oh, he who comes, it's a hell of a name for fertility god. Something along those lines. Yeah. And so now they start doing a spell. They're saying this spell. It's like 2 words constantly. They're all just saying it. Nothing's happening. So Bad Witch Jamie, she's like, no, we've got to do. Got to take our clothes off because it's he who comes. If you're going to conjure he who comes,
You've got
it's probably best to do it naked.
I mean, that's how you say it. I think she says it because they can't have anything modern, which their clothes are, so they have to just get Starkers. But
she does say, okay, we can't have anything modern, but it's essentially let's all just get naked. And when they do get naked, they all hold hands around the well. They're giggling again, lots of giggling.
I really hope these girls were at least 18.
Yeah, and but as I said, so they're all around the well naked.
Yeah.
Right, doing this like round of roses kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Faith has been keeping a lookout. She's about to enter the building through the tarp where it's all sectioned off. But who turns up? Daniel, aka Nipsman, and he's Nipsman because it's nighttime now, and for some reason he's turned up with no shirt on.
It was written into his contract.
What's going on? And he just starts making out with Faith.
Oh yeah, but it was all a dream. That's why. It was a dream.
The makeout
she was dreaming about
was a dream,
it. But
right.
Do you think the nude ladies dancing around in a circle holding hand, did that, bring across the same feeling for you as The Wicker Man?
Somewhat,
Yeah?
there is something.
So it actually did a really good job then.
Yeah, it was actually no, it wasn't a good scene. It wasn't even.
I was shocked you said that. I was like, did it really?
It was not titillating.
Maybe the remake.
It should have been, but it wasn't. While they're doing this, all of a sudden the well room starts to shake. I reckon it's he who comes.
Yeah.
You can sense that Titty is near. He's been asleep for like centuries. He's probably just exploded as soon as he's woken up, hasn't he? Because if he's he who comes and he's been dormant for like 300 years, wake up, you're going to be backed up. He's going to be having like a woken wet dream.
The well his shaft.
Could hey, look, now you're talking. Okay, they also find a book in there, but unfortunately the book's in Latin. But luckily, Faith reads Latin, so that'll come.
She's a goody two shoes.
That'll come in handy later. So they've been naughty, been drinking wine, been dancing around the well naked. They're back in the dorm now, and Sister Sheridan is giving them a dressing down. She's like, "I know you were there because I found candles here, there, and everywhere." They essentially left a trail of candles.
Like breadcrumbs.
Yeah, but the telling of the dressing down doesn't seem to do anything because straight away they're like, "We're going back to the well. Tonight, ooh, ah, ooh, ah.
Well, doesn't everyone know that Catholic schoolgirls are the naughtiest girls there are?
They are the naughtiest girls around, yeah.
Too
They
many
are.
rules, and you just want to break them.
Faith is trying to knock for Zelda the Rubenstein again, but she's not answering the door. But actually, no, she does answer the door this time, but Faith's too scared and runs away. Doesn't want to confront Zelda Rubenstein.
It's a bit rude.
So they're back into the well room, and this book they found, they're now starting like just spouting loads of nonsense from this book. And as they're doing this, some black gunk starts like coming down, kind of like shafty part of the stone building of the well room. And I'm thinking that's got to be He Who Comes again. He's probably doing that, isn't he?
It's that backed up, but it's just
And
come out as
yeah,
black
exactly.
guys.
It's black. It's been 300 years, and it
can't believe I just said
it starts shaking again.
Yeah.
All the girls kind of like, they pass out, and they're like, oh my god, what just happened? What was that black gunk? And Faith is like, I'm not sure, but I'd say we just opened the southern gate, guys. Now all they need is virgin blood
Okay.
for He Who Comes, and it's Good Friday.
And they're like, who's
Good Friday.
Who's a virgin?
Who is a virgin? But what about
But obviously
Good
we
Friday?
know Faith is.
Good Friday. Talk to me about Good Friday.
Yeah, the darkest day of the year, apparently.
Is it because they're witches? So because Good Friday is like a holy day, for witches it's the darkest day.
I have no clue why that was, because I'm pretty sure it's not the darkest day of the year.
We've been to the well a couple of times now. We're now out the well, and we're at possibly your favourite part of the movie.
Yes, this is a win for feminism.
Somewhat.
It was putting some weight back into our side of the very uneven weights.
Good.
So this time we had a group of young girls, women, wolf whistling the construction crew.
Woo! Go get it, girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so instead of your classic builder whistling at women, it was the other way around.
Yeah.
Because Faith is going up to Nip's boy for a
that
chat.
clearly did it to you. Did it for you.
Yeah, that was aggressive from the
Where
women.
Angela has failed, Faith is now going to succeed. I guess Nip's man isn't. He's not just about how easy are you. It's who's the right person.
He is. He even
Yeah.
says it.
He does say it, doesn't he, later on? Yeah. Just at this point, I just want to say that this film had, and also the previous one, Caribbean, just had really bad audio.
Yeah.
Just absolutely terrible audio, and it was badly shot.
But don't even
That kinda
start
goes
with the
without
audio on
saying.
Into the Forest. I
And,
couldn't hear half what they were saying.
Anyway, Fat Witch, Erica, she now goes to Nip's guy Daniel, who's like studying or something like this at night time, and she informs him Faith is up in her room and she wants to see you. He's like, all right. So he goes up there, but as he goes up there, he's accosted by naked Jamie. And he's like, no, get your mother's tits out my
saving
face.
myself.
I'm saving myself for the right person. Yeah, get off me, naked hot girl. This is unrealistic. He's a virgin. The man's a virgin. He's the virgin.
Well,
He doesn't want it. Get your lovely breasts out of my face. And Faith walks in on him.
Yeah.
He's actually just trying to push her off, but to her it looks like he's enjoying
Well,
this.
we saw that coming, didn't we?
Yeah.
And up until this point, I was like, what? So they're just going to let the one virgin in their group lose it? But then it turns out, obviously, no. She's not going to let that happen.
After this attempted rape from a witch against a Nips guy, turns out that Mother Cloda, who is Zelda Rubinstein's character, the witches, for some reason, they have to stop her because she is the marked one.
Yeah, the protector or the battle. I don't know. She's like the starey guy in the Caribbean one.
And Faith finally gets into Mother Cloda's room after knocking with dinner again. When she goes in there, she starts, asking these questions. Who's that in that photo? Who's up there? Turns out it's the Illuminati.
Well, you're part of that, aren't you?
That's why I'm doing these symbols. I know the symbols.
That
and
was
stuff.
not.
Was that-
I don't know what that was.
That was Hova. Or this one. Yeah?
No, that
Maybe.
looks more like a vagina.
Hey, but that's my...
That's your
That's my
version.
altar.
The vaginite?
The
Sounds like a disease.
Yeah, I'll start it. Not the disease, the movement. So she's got into Cloda's room now. It's the Illuminati. They've done it. And while she's doing this, Cloda starts praying with Faith.
Yeah, because she starts going into some sort of trance or something.
Because at the same time, Jamie's at the well again in some tattered rags doing some spell. While she's doing this spell, it kills Mother Cloda.
Right,
She's
yeah.
gone now.
That's it. Jamie thinks she's the wife of the devil.
And at the
or
same
he who
time,
comes. I'm not sure.
while Jamie's now killed Mother Clodagh through her
Yeah.
spell in the well, she now has the other girl. But just to make dead sure, Nip's man turns up, and he also explains what's been going on.
How-
The witches are coming because he's been reading books and
How
stuff.
would he
so
be like,
knows.
oh, someone's dead, so now the witches must be in cahoots? Like, where did that come from?
Jack Nance is back in the film now, though, because I don't know where that came from, so I can't answer it. Jack Nance is back in the film,
Yeah.
and it's time for like Mortal Kombat. It's Jack Nance versus Jamie. Jamie's the evil witch who's been getting her knockers out. He's a man of God who didn't even look at her knockers when she was pulling them out during confession.
True man of God.
He's a true man of God, but she says a man of God is nothing compared to he who comes. And it's true, because then he's dead. So he who comes is way more powerful than God.
Well, with a shaft that long,
Who's Shaft?
the well.
Oh, okay. Thick. Nip's man and Faith, they never run to the beach, and they've taken the Latin book, and they're trying to throw it into the sea.
Yeah.
He does throw it into the sea. He's like, well, that ends that book.
What an
then
idiot.
Then they take like 3 steps, and the book's in front of them on the
I
sand
mean, even
again.
if it wasn't magical, that would almost certainly happen. It would just wash right back up if you only threw it like a meter into the waves.
So much like a Ouija board, when you try and throw away a Ouija board,
comes
put it in the
back.
bin, it comes back. This book also...
Jumanji?
It also comes back. And also, talking about back, Jack Nance is back. Even though he's been killed by He Who Comes, he's back as like a zombie. And now Sister Sherilyn, the den mother, kills him. Do you remember Jack Nance coming
No,
back?
not really.
He had like a paper mache face. Is what it
Right.
looked like. So now he's now finally gone. So
You'd
it's
be surprised to hear that my major recollection is just the titty dance. So
Same here. So now, oh Jim, we're at the end of the movie, and they're taking Nip's man to like sacrifice him because he's a virgin,
right.
But what I like is while this is being explained, they've used the fat witch as the muscle. Like she's holding him still, like he's trying to get away. But because she's the big witch, she's the muscle. Like you stand in the background and hold him. Us skinny
Well,
witches
what?
just
Yeah, but also
just mouth off.
you liked that, and then I like the fact that they could have used either him or Faith, but they chose to sacrifice the male virgin for once.
We don't know if Faith,
Yeah, we do.
we? Just because
Yeah.
she's called Faith,
No, because she basically insinuated as much.
right? So Jamie, the bad witch. No, we've got Daniel tied up. There's going to be a ritual. They're calling He Who Comes. But what I've noticed is, now that Jamie has power over the rest of the witches, why is she and the rest of them dressed like Mowgli, and why is Daniel Nipsman dressed like George of the Jungle? it's taken a different turn here. Mowgli and George of the
Because
Jungle
we have been
combined.
told that he who comes does not like anything modern, so they've gone rummaging.
We have, now that we're in the movie, obviously He Who Comes is going to appear, but we have had glimpses of He Who Comes. It turns out he's a 3-headed rubber demon. And he's like, "Rah, nah." He's got little faces, hasn't he? Got little faces. And now he's really come out of the woodwork at the end. He's like, come out of the woodwork, like, yeah! And it's him versus Jamie. There's a fight. And
I thought the younger nun shows up to stop
maybe
stuff.
she does.
I feel like that would
Oh
make
no,
sense.
no, she tries to stop when the muscle has
Yeah.
got hold of him and they're trying to tie him up and stuff. She does show up, and I remembered, sorry, because it's just the worst shot composition I've ever seen in my life. But away from that, she turns up like a wand or something. She's like, "Don't you come near me." I've got a wand.
Oh, a little knife or something, I think,
Oh, is it a
actually.
knife? I thought it was a wand. Can't blame you.
Of course you
It's a
did.
witch movie. Yeah, she does show up. Then,
Right.
but then the slimy demon,
Right.
he comes out and he starts fighting Jamie. And I guess the demon kind of wins, which we don't know if that. He Who Comes wins. I guess he jizzes everywhere because there are loads of naked chicks around. And that's pretty much the end of the movie. We just go back to the school and Faith is making one last confession before the movie ends. And it's kind of like her tail-ending the movie. And she kind of like walks out with sass. And there's an old lady praying in the pew and she goes to her. Because she just got 10 minutes for a confession.
Oh, that was disgusting, that bit.
Maybe she pulled a titty out.
Maybe.
Unshown.
But we didn't see it.
No. So once again, another proverbial poo-poo platter of a witch movie, but with the TNA that it needed. Not enough TNA, nowhere near enough, but just enough to get number 1 this week. Nowhere near enough gore in any of those in
No.
either of those two movies, kind of thing. And also,
They're
just
all quite throwaway.
especially in
let's
this
be
one, it's all
honest.
just a load of talking, no action, all nips, no action.
Let's talk more action, baby.
Yeah,
Well, I don't regret having watched the two, like, witchy ones that weren't the disgustingly amateur found footage.
in the horror genre, I'd say that witches are the being that's probably scares me most. I wasn't scared of these witches, not none of these ones. So they haven't done it right. You know, there's a witchy poo scene in Heathen.
No, this was definitely more like the teen version. Like,
Yeah, man.
it's like, ooh, witches.
You know, the thing about the reason it won, obviously, was because of the TNA. Now, the director of this movie, Little Witches, is a lady. And obviously they get naked a lot and there's the naked dancing and stuff. She has come out later on and said that the producers pressured her to put the TNA in, and also at the end of the movie the producers wanted to end some mass orgy, but she was like, no, that's like too far. But I'm like, without the TNA though, it's not like your movie's good. She's like come out saying, oh yeah, they made me put TNA in it, that's why it's crap. No, your movie was absolutely nothing without the TNA. Like zilch, nada, zippo. So, but what do you think about that? How about just end it with an orgy?
I mean,
He is he who comes.
it would have been more memorable than that.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm still not put off by the witch genre. I would also be in 1996, by the way. This because The Craft had just come out, they rushed into production, did it in 18 days, and were like, right, we're going to release it on the same day as The Craft because if The Craft's successful, we're going to be successful as well. It was not. But The Craft still rules. Yeah.
Yeah.